My people, another video is finally here. Another video is finally here. Another kasala don burst for the political zone. MAHMOOD YAKUBU, Inec chairman, have finally come out, since he did what he did in the course of the election. His name has been the topic of the day on social media and everywhere around Nigeria. MAHMOOD YAKUBU did not come out to address Nigeria even with what he did, but this Oga I finally come out. It is no more a news that he betrayed Tinubu in court yesterday without providing the evidence that the court demanded from him in favor of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But this Oga finally come out to address everyone today. MAHMOOD said he's going to disqualify the person that he gave to Nigeria, you understand? And he tenders his full apology to all Nigerians and he promised them on how he's going to disqualify the person he gave them. Obedient, I would like you guys to stay connected to the end of this video. This man talk a full grand. I would like you to share this video. If you can share it, share it to different platforms, and if you can't share it, just like it, give it a thumb up so that YouTube will recommend it for us. Obedient, stay connected. I'm coming back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG TV. For those of you coming across this channel due to this video you're watching right now, ensure you click the red subscription button on your video screen and don't forget to click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new update regarding what is happening in the political zone, YouTube will easily notify you. We are still on the political update. The update I have for you today is regarding Inec chairman, the person of MAHMOOD YAKUBU. Since when they conducted the election on the 25th of February with everything that this man did in course of the election, because Nigerian believes that this man carried their vote and gave it to someone. He sold their vote to someone. Since then, MAHMOOD YAKUBU have not come out to address Nigeria. He remains silent, and all the interviews that he's supposed to attend to answer questions and all of that, he never attended anyone. He usually sent Festus Okoye, National Commissioner of Inec. That is who MAHMOOD YAKUBU used to send to different interviews. So whenever the press and all of that asked Festus Okoye, the Inec chairman representative, questions regarding what happened in course of the election, why they did not transmit the presidential election result, that one began to stammer. He becomes a temporary stammerer because he did not have the answer to all the questions. He always said that Inec encountered glitches, and which glitch is he referring to? He could not respond to that. Is it a human glitch, a human factor glitch, or is it a machine glitch, which is the beavers? This man did not have a proper response to it. He said the issue is in court and all of that. He will bypass the question. But MAHMOOD YAKUBU finally come out today to address everyone regarding the 2023 election, because I believe that by now his ear have become full. So he come out today to address everyone. He try to tender his apology to everyone. We don't know maybe MAHMOOD is repenting or not, but it's no more in news that he betrayed Bola Ahmed Tinubu in court yesterday because the tribunal demanded for an evidence from Inec so that Inec can come and defend themselves and Tinubu's victory in court, because this week is the hearing week of Inec in the tribunal and the hearing week of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So Inec and Tinubu in court, they are interwoven, they go pari passu. But for Inec to provide someone that will speak for them and fight the allegation that will be an article filed against them, they said the person did not appear in court yesterday. The person did not step his leg in court. He disappointed Inec yesterday, and by so doing, Tinubu believes that Inec have betrayed him yesterday, because what affected Inec in court affects Tinubu, to which they declare the winner of the 2023 election. So Inec chairman have finally come out today to talk about how he's going to disqualify the illegal people that was elected in course of this last election, and those people that are involved in electoral malpractices and electoral illegalities. So this man have said everything. He says he's going to work with a lot of security agencies to make sure that they bring all of them into book. But the question is this: he himself is supposed to be the first person to be bring into book, because this man did a lot of things in course of the election. What do you guys think? Now he's saying that he's going to work with security agencies to penalize people and all of that, but this same man was the orchestrator of everything. Even international observers, when they observed the 2023 election, they put all blame on Inec, and the person in charge of Inec is this same MAHMOOD YAKUBU. So I will leave you guys to hear what he said regarding the whole thing, but ensure you stay connected to the end of this video. I'm coming back again.
The purpose is to reflect on the subject matter of the just concluded 2023 general election. Following the conclusion of the election, the time has come for introspection, stock-taking, review, and evaluation. Since the conclusion of the election, diverse opinions have been expressed by political parties, candidates, observers, analysts, and the general public on aspects of the elections that took place in February and March. Such diverse opinions should normally be expected, and the Commission welcomes all of them insofar as their purpose is to improve the future conduct of elections and to consolidate our democracy. The Commission has consciously not joined in these commentaries in the immediate aftermath of the election for several reasons. First, our preference is to listen more and draw lessons rather than join in the heated and often emotive discussion on the election. Second, since we plan to conduct our own review of the election, we see no need to preempt the process. Third, the Commission would not want to be seen as defensive or justificatory in joining the ongoing discussions. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, several issues around the election are sub judice, and it is not the intention of the Commission to either undermine or promote the chances of litigants in the various election petition courts beyond what is required of us by the legal process. Indeed, practically anything coming from the Commission could be cited by litigants as either justifying their claims or an indication of bias against them. The foregoing notwithstanding, it is appropriate at this point to make a few broad remarks about the 2023 general election as we commence our review of the same election. In doing this, it is necessary to look at the entire process before, during, and after the election to make an informed assessment. Granted that events on election day are probably the most important in terms of optics of elections, it is also very essential to look at the totality of the process. This is necessary if we are to learn the full lessons of the election going forward. It is the need to learn from both the positives and the shortcomings that makes the stock taking that we are embarking upon today very essential. Among the positive stories is that the security challenge which threatened to derail the elections did not materialize. Concerns that the polls will be disrupted by the perennial insecurity across the country fizzled out on election day, as the elections were largely peaceful. Despite currency and fuel challenges and widespread attacks on our personnel and facilities nationwide, the Commission proceeded with the election as scheduled. The first set of elections, the Presidential and National Assembly, held as planned for the first time in the last 4 general elections conducted in the country. Accreditation using the bimodal voter accreditation system, the BVAS, has generally been scored very high by voters. Our records show that the success rate of the BVAS accreditation stands at 98% compared to the smart card readers 29.2% during the 2019 general election. Above all, despite the divergent opinions about the outcome of the election, the overall outlook suggests that it is fair reflection of a complex multi-party democracy. We wish to remind Nigerians that elections were held for a total of 1,491 constituencies, made up of 1 presidential, 28 governorship, 109 senatorial, 360 federal constituencies, and 993 state assembly seats. Our record shows that these elections have produced the most diverse outcomes ever produced since 1999. Today, 5 political parties produced state governors. 7 parties won senatorial seats. 8 are represented in the House of Representatives and 9 in the state houses of assembly. Clearly, the 10th National Assembly is certainly the most diverse in party representation since 1999. In some states around the country, different political parties control the legislative and executive arms of government. What is clear from these records also is that the days of single-party dominance of our national politics are probably gone. Furthermore, many prominent candidates lost in the constituencies they contested, and political parties lost in some of their presumed strongholds. Still, we must acknowledge that there were some challenges which were structural, infrastructural, and human in nature. Indeed, it is in furtherance of our determination to address the challenges as we prepare for future elections that the Commission is commencing its post-election review engagements today. We are presently looking at all the evidence of infractions during the election, including the prosecution of electoral offenders. We are looking at the activities of all actors involved in the election, including some of our high-ranking officials. I can confirm that the Nigeria Police concluded its investigation of the conduct of our resident electoral commissioner in Adamawa State and submitted the case file to us. Appropriate action will be taken in a matter of days, and Nigerians will be fully informed. I can also confirm that we have received 215 case files from the Nigeria Police following their arrest and the conclusion of investigation into electoral offenses arising from the 2023 general election. We are working with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission on the prosecution of cases relating to vote buying and associated violations. In the next few weeks, several internal debriefing meetings will be held, culminating in engagements with stakeholders. I implore the resident electoral commissioners as senior officials of the Commission to lead the discussion on all aspects of the election, from preparations, conduct, and aftermath, frankly and constructively. Among other issues, I expect you to cover such specific areas as 1. Operational processes for the continuous voter registration and the general election, including planning, organization, coordination, and evaluation of activities, focusing particularly on such specific issues as the issuance of voters' cards, logistics, delivery of materials, deployment of personnel, and so on and so forth. Number 2, legal framework for the conduct of elections with a view to addressing any key legal challenges that may have arisen prior to the 2023 general election, which were not envisaged before the election. 3, technologies deployed in the electoral process, including INEC voter enrollment device, the IVED, the INEC result viewing portal, the IREV, bimodal voter accreditation system, the BVAS, party nomination portal, observers, media, and polling/collation agents accreditation portals, focusing particularly on their performance. 4, effectiveness of overall administrative procedures and channels within the Commission in the coordination and execution of pre-election, election, and post-election activities. 5, political party registration, party primaries, and nomination of candidates for the 2023 general election, as well as monitoring of the processes. 6, process of recruitment, training, deployment, and performance of all categories of ad hoc staff during the continuous voter registration exercise and the general election. And 7, strengthening the Commission's cooperation and relations with other bodies, including ministries, departments, and agencies, and non-governmental organizations, and any other issues in the electoral process that are likely to impact on the work of the Commission in future. In line with our policy, at the end of the internal review and engagement with stakeholders, a comprehensive report will be published by the Commission. Furthermore, the Commission has so far received reports from 54 accredited national and international observers. We will give equal prominence to all the reports and review them in a holistic manner to ensure that necessary lessons are learned from their conclusions and recommendations. As a Commission, we hope to continue to count on the support of stakeholders to improve the electoral process in Nigeria. Our work in Inec is enormous. As resident electoral commissioners, you are no doubt aware that there is no election season in Nigeria any longer. Numerous off-cycle and by-elections are held throughout the period between one general election and another. Even as we commence our review of the conduct of the 2023 general election, and barely a few weeks after the inauguration of the National and State Houses of Assembly, we are already confronted with 4 by-elections as a result of resignation in the case of Surulere 1 Federal Constituency of Lagos State and death in respect of Jalingo Yorozing Federal Constituency of Taraba State, Chibok State Constituency of Borno State, and Chukun State Constituency of Kaduna State. Furthermore, the Commission is preparing for 3 off-cycle governorship elections in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states, which are scheduled for the 11th of November 2023. We have already published the final list of candidates for the elections, and campaign in public officially commenced on the 14th of June 2023. The Commission will soon commence the regular stakeholder engagements ahead of the elections. Let me at this point specifically reiterate to the resident electoral commissioners that we are commencing these debriefings with you because you are central to the conduct of elections. Many of you performed very well during the general election under extremely challenging circumstances. I commend you for that.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. I believe you really see what Inec chairman said in that conference, in that meeting that he attended today. According to him, he was trying to address Nigerians and giving Nigerians the mind that they should calm down, that all the things that happened in the course of the election, all the voters bullying and all of that, everything that is under control. This same man, this same thing that he's trying to do, remember, he did it before the election when they went to Chatham House and he promised heaven and earth. He promised all Nigerians that the election will be credible, that this election will be the best election so far in Nigeria. He said this election, there will be no vote buying, there will be no underage voting, there will be no voters intimidation and all of that. He said they are going to work in hand with the security agencies, and they and the security agencies will go intertwined in course of the election. They will be together. But it was very unfortunate that all these things did not happen. All these things that he promised in Chatham House, then he did not do any of them. There were vote buying in course of the election, there were voters intimidation, and it was kind of obvious there was voters bullying. Thoughts were coming out in different polling units, telling people that they are not voting for APC, they should go back to their houses. And all these videos circulated online, most especially on Twitter, on that same election day. And I believe MAHMOOD, YAKUBU, and other Inec officials, they will see all those videos then. But yet, MAHMOOD still go in a haste to announce APC candidate as the president-elect then, which was inaugurated on the 29th of May. So this a man had promised Nigerians before. Nigerians have depended on him before, but nothing came out of it. Nigeria did not have anything as dividends from what they believe on INEC for. They poured their trust on him then, but he failed them woefully. So he said they're going to use beavers. They are not going to use the former method that they were using for election and vote counting and all of that again. So he demanded a huge amount of money from Nigeria. By so doing, he demanded for over 300 billion naira, and even European Union also gave Nigeria more than 16 billion for just the election thing. So INEC collected all this money. They bought beavers machine and they're still complaining that the beavers machine encountered a glitch. A new machine that they bought that they used for State gubernatorial election that worked fine. That same machine worked effectively for senatorial election on that same election, the 25th of February. That same beavers machine worked very well for House of Rep election, but it got to the presidential election where everyone put their focus on the point of emphasis election, which is the presidential election. They said there was glitch. And which glitch are they talking about? The wearing precise. INEC did not explain that to Nigerians. Obedient, what do you guys think? Now that same INEC chairman is coming out to address Nigerians now. Since they conducted the election, then this man did not come out to address Nigerians. He had been saying the Festus Okoye up and down. That one has answered questions back to back. Questions that he cannot even answer. They will be asking him questions, he will be stammering in television stations and in different interviews and press conferences. So this man was already tired. So INEC chairman have finally come out today to talk about everything, and you can hear what he said, saying that they are going to employ security agencies to investigate what happened in the course of the election, people that were involved in vote buying and all of that, people that did electoral malpractice and all of that, that they are going to pull all of them into book. But the question is, he himself will be the first person to be brought to book according to what we can see that he did in Nigeria. Obedient, what do you guys think? Do you really think he's going to do the right thing at this time? Do you really think all he said in that conferences, he really meant it and is going to work it out? Drop your opinion in the comment section of this video. I so much believe that all Nigerians have lost hope on INEC, most especially MAHMOOD YAKUBU. They have lost hope on him, but he's not trying to make amendment. Drop your opinion. What do you feel? As I'm going out there to get an update for you, ensure you follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. Goodbye.